guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amplified from Kyuujin, and today we are back at guys with Demon Slayer, episode 8 from season 3.
Yes, so last episode entered the the demon hatred. So basically, Hanger swallowed joy and pleasure and all of the other sadness, swallowed them to turn into hatred in order to protect fear, so the main body which we think we have to destroy. Now hatred is terrifying, younger, stronger, and he's being, he's got these wood dragons that kind of represent every power from every other demon, and he's been protecting the fear devil, and we have to basically get rid of hatred and then get to fear to destroy fear.
Yep.
It's gonna be hard. Tanjiro managed to break out of his shock because everyone was shocked by the aura of hatred. And meanwhile, Muichiro managed to break out of his bubble because of Kotetsu, who showed up. And despite, Muichiro was sending him messages through the water like, leave, you can't do shit. But you don't follow logic when your heart wants what it wants. And no, he stayed despite a wound that is probably killing him. And he sent bubbles to Muichiro, another breath of air to break out of the bubble.
And he succeeded. He's out.
And Muichiro remembered his father, which fucking so cute. So this is where we are. We still have 2 Kizukis to defeat, and Mitsuri needs to join the fight with us at one point. So hopefully it happens soon. Let's jump in this episode and find out. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
In the meantime, let's go.
Get these out, thank you.
Ow.
It's poisonous, yeah, it's been spreading. Just finish him and then go to Nezuko. Please be alive. Why did it have to be fishes? I hate fish. Come on. Yes!
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Perfect moment to have these memories, man. You needed that.
When you're at death door?
Yeah, now wake up. Oh, the moon and Muichiro! Yay! Backstory! It's really giving me a woodcutter vibe of Tanjiro. Like, he did the coal thing, but he's doing the wood thing, but still. We get attacked by a demon, like, it's so similar. Baby. Oh. Maybe not. That's what sucks when you live so far away from the city, yeah. Or back in the day where hospitals were not necessarily a thing. Oh no.
Oh fuck.
God damn. No siblings? I kind of like how they did this. Wow.
What?
But I like how it's like he's remembering it wrong and then he's backing up and saying it right. I knew it was gonna say something like that. You try, man.
It's like Muichiro from today is a mix of both, you know?
Like the rational thing to do, not the emotional one. God damn, man. I guess losing his parents turned him into like a cold, harsh person.
You don't say.
He's trying to survive, I think. It's like he took on the responsibility, even though he's this twin. Maybe he felt like he had to be the stronger person, and that's why he's acting like that. But
because his twin is too too much
Too
more
soft.
too soft, yeah. It's too emotional.
Oh,
We know you.
yep. What are you doing here?
あまりにも美しいので、その方は親方様のお内儀で僕らを訪ねてあの中まで来たというのだ。暴言を吐いて天音様を追い返した。僕たち剣士の子孫なんだって。一番最初の呼吸っていうのを使う。知ったことじゃない。剣士になろうよ。
He's
ね
not gonna like
え、
that.
鬼に苦しめられてる人たちを助けてあげようよ。
He's following his father's ideology, but his brother just sees it as a way to die.
お前に何ができるって言うんだよ。剣士になる、人を助ける。本当にお前は父さんと母さんそっくりだな。体を壊した母さんも、嵐の中薬草なんか取りに行った父さんも、あんなに止めたのに、何度も言ったのに。人を助けるなんてことはな、選ばれた人間にしかできないんだ。俺たちにできること、犬死にと無駄死にだよ。父さんと母さんの子供だからな。
Oh boy, he needed help. Pretty sure he feels like shit about himself not being able to save his parents.
That is pent up emotion just
そ
right
れから
there.
僕たちは口を聞かなくなった。
Completely.
He probably feels meaningless, like worthless. Because he tried and he didn't succeed, and then his parents, by trying to do the right thing, ended up dying, so he hates his parents for not listening and getting themselves killed. He's a child, he's a kid with emotions, and it sucks because he's pushing that on his brother.
その年の夏は暑くて、セミも鳴いてて。
We knew it was happening, but still.
ムイチロ
No.
By saving his brother.
Fuck, you're kidding me.
騒ぐな。何の役にも立たねえだろ。つまらねえ命なんだからよ。
Worthless.
目の前が真っ赤になった。生まれてから一度も感じたことのない
Oh,
激しい怒
oh
りだっ
shit.
た。
The visual.
本当に思い出せない。まさか自分のことから思わなかった。
God
気づく
damn.
と鬼は死にかけていた。頭が潰れても死ねないらしく。
You have potential. He did become a Hashira in like 4 months.
間もなく雄一郎のところへ行きたかったのに、体が鉛みたいに重くなって随分時間がかかってしまった。
Who knows what strength he just pulled out of nowhere.
生きてる兄さん。仏様、弟だけは助けてください。俺と違う優しい子です。立ちたいというのを邪魔した。
Oh my
命を当てるなら分かっていたんだ。無一郎の無は無限の無なんだ。
Oh, what the fuck?
He's the chosen one.
So like I guess the mark isn't just for sun breathing. It's a mark that just points to the chosen ones, like the ones that have the strength or can find it.
Like a certain willpower or something.
We'll talk about this, but keep going.
Man, he could be blind, he would still do his job.
On the brink of death. Yep, bitch, we're here. What is it indeed?
It's
funny, those like flames and those
his,
like mist.
何を涼しい顔して出てきてるんだ。なお早い動きで私に傷をつけた。
He's got it, man. He's pulling it from inside. We need the sword, man. We need a good sword. He's the type that says, like, whenever he loses or, you know,
Yeah.
he's always gonna come up with an excuse. That's the katana he's been preparing for him.
刀を作ってくれて。
Destroyer of demons.
金森さん、
Finally, we can go full out.
私は駆けつけ通りに作っただけで取り替えようが変わらない。
You think?
しっくりくる。
わしは心配だよ、お前さんのことを。どれだけ手一杯か、ギリギリと余裕がないか、ことの不安がどれだけか、血へどを吐くような努力を誰が分かってくれようか。
He wanted a sword that represented him.
All of his arch.
A sword that would
Hardship?
fit him perfectly.
鉄井戸さん、ごめん、心配かけたな。だけど俺は大丈夫だよ。
Oh no.
このから
God damn, it's so cool. Gotcha, almost. We will get him.
みじん切りだがついてこれないよう
Give
だ
him time.
そうか
Oh, that's so cool. He got him? He didn't feel the no.
次は切るからいつまでも付き合ってられないし。なめるなよ。
Don't underestimate us.
Give him time, he'll get him. Be badass about it too.
一郎、優しくしてやれなくてごめんな。人に優しくできるのもやっぱり選ばれた人だけなんだよな。だけどな、どれだけ善良に生きていたって結局守ってはくださらないから、俺がお前を守らなければと思ったんだ。俺とは違う、自分ではない誰かのために。
I'm sorry, I'm totally in something so. Oh shit.
選ばれた人間なんだ。
Man, guys, the visual this season.
Always. I really like how they did this episode.
Yeah.
The whole, playing around with, the memory, the fact that it's a twin brother and stuff like that, like all of that. Okay.
Oh man, that was a really good episode.
Okay, so we've been waiting for a backstory episode for a while. I'll say it again, I really love how they did the direction of this episode, kind of playing on, like, first of all, the whole he doesn't remember, so he remembered it wrong, and then he backpedals and says it again, like, oh no, that's true, I wasn't alone.
I had a twin.
The fact that it's a twin kind of plays around also with the perception, kind of like I had to go back and listen to that ending monologue again, because it felt like it was Muichiro himself who was saying it, when it was his brother, like his brother's.
In fact, it was his
dying wish or dying thoughts.
His reason for doing what he did with his brother. He wanted to protect him, and he thought that his brother was too sensitive.
But since
to back it up,
since it's a twin, since it's his voice, it kind of feels like he's saying that to himself or saying that about him. So, and since his whole thing is about he didn't remember, and he worked so hard. And he pushed himself to the limit to find a purpose for himself, to find himself, because he didn't know where he came from, why he was here, why he was doing the things he was doing. So he just followed the rules. But deep down, he truly wanted to find that answer of who am I, what do I want. In finding this, in the way they did this, like having his brother kind of say what he sees for him, like what he wants for his brother, for Muichiro, and having it be said in his voice, it kind of feels like you finally found who you are, what you're supposed to be.
Which is, do you recall what happened with Tanjiro when the mark first changed?
Well, he turned into a beast.
What was going through his head?
Oh, I don't think it matters what's going in their head. It's just that when you're pushing yourself and you truly, you're surpassing your limit and you know what you want, like you're not letting any emotion, take over or anything except determination, and you push through, that's when the mark appears. When you finally show the strength and that you deserve to be this person, this chosen one, I believe that's when the mark appears. And it was a different one, so we didn't really know. Like, what we knew from the mark is that it appeared on the forehead of the chosen ones. We associated that with the chosen ones with sun breathing. Him being a descendant of the first, sun breather could play a part in this, but we already know with Tanjiro that you can have that mark not just because you're a chosen one from birth, but because you prove that you deserve to have it. So since Tanjiro is using sun breathing, and he has that determination, he has that drive, and he goes beyond, he gets the mark. So the mark appears on his forehead. So in a similar way, I think Muichiro just showed that he deserved to be that demon slayer. He deserved, he had this greatness in him, and he was deserving of it. And that's when he accepted that, when he understood that, that's when the mark appeared, and it took the form of clouds.
It proved his worth.
Well, yeah, he's not worthless. He's anything but worthless, but he had to get there himself, get to show that. Which is and another thing that's cool with him having a twin and stuff is the whole, he said it himself, like it's kind of like he turned into his twin when he got amnesia.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, he defaulted back to what he was used to at his core, so his brother. But it's sad too, because first of all, I don't think Muichiro was ever as mean as his brother was, but he didn't have the emotions and the memories to create that anger. And Yuichiro, his brother, everything that came out of his mouth took, origin in the trauma from losing his parents and probably feeling worthless himself. Like he kind of pushed his anger on his brother.
He said it himself. He asked his mother to rest so many times, but she just kept pushing to just help others, and she became ill and she died. He asked his father to not go out in the storm, and he still went and he died. There is guilt, because like you said, I'm pretty sure that he think that
he didn't try
in
enough.
a way didn't try enough, that wasn't enough, and
or he himself said that he always knew his brother, was different, and he's kind and he wants to help others. He wants to help others too. He was there to defend his brother. He put himself in front of him. He tried to, stop his parents from killing themselves. So he had it in him too, but the way he said that, he always knew his brother was destined for greater things, that he was truly a chosen one and all of that. It's kind of like he saw himself as this failure. And I guess since we're saying that he took his anger and he put it on his brother, the words, him using the MU in MUICHIRO as an insult to say he's worthless, I feel like it's because he felt that about himself and he needed to push that on someone else.
You know what's good when you have twins character? Usually when someone...
You're seeing yourself.
You're seeing yourself, yes. So if he's bashing his twin brother, he's bashing himself, basically.
And I guess, I feel like the whole reason why he wanted to keep his brother there and stuff is first of all, he knew his brother was different. He was kind-hearted. He reminded him of his parents. So maybe one of the reasons why he was so pissed at Muichiro all the time was because he reminded him of his mom and dad, and he was pissed at his mom and dad for, sometimes when you lose someone and you're small, you're little, and you don't really understand death.
It's easier to be angry at them.
You will be angry because you don't understand death. He was so young, he was 10 when he lost his parents. So maybe at that age, his parents died, and he truly felt for sure, the way it happened, they really pushed the circumstances that led to their death, but it's no one's fault. As a kid, you need someone to be responsible, so he put the blame on his parents. You went off and died. You left us alone. Now I have to, he was, Muichiro called him Nissan, so he was the older brother, or at least the older brother figure, even though, because they're twins still. He maybe felt that it was his job now to take care of everything, and that was a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders because his parents, went off and decided not to listen, and they died. But at his core, I do believe that he felt he messed up. He should have tried harder. He should have, if he had been a stronger person, if he had been the chosen one or something, if he had the strength, he would have stopped this, and maybe that's why he hated he hated himself.
But it's the fact that...
And he tried to protect his brother too.
For his brother's sake and himself, he had to take that... No, but I mean, he knew that his brother was more optimistic, hopeful. He wanted to help people, he's more sensitive.
Yeah, but taking charge is one thing. The whole insulting your brother, calling him worthless.
So that's because he's not allowing himself to just express his feeling. He kept everything inside, and when everything just blew up and he was cutting these onions, this neve, je pense. this turnip, it just blew up because he's not.
Well, his brother was saying, "Let's go and become demon slayers," which sounded probably to him we get to become stronger and go help people, but that also means putting myself in danger. He felt like his brother was definitely going to try and go save others, but in his mind, the trauma of losing his parents was still there, and he felt that all it was going to lead to was you're going to go and help people and you're going to die doing that. But at his, the kid was not worthless. None of them were. They both had a good heart. they were just traumatized young, and the older brother, Yuichiro, maybe took it harder than Muichiro, who still was kind at heart and stuff. But when it mattered, he put himself in front of his brother and he protected him. And his last thoughts were about him, like protect him, save him and stuff. So he does want to help. He does want to protect. It's just that he was fucking traumatized by everything that happened. He was left alone at too young. It fucking sucks. And Muichiro, like...
He also felt that he was keeping his brother behind, like some chains and stuff. Like
I took it more as he stopped him from doing what he was made to do, which was to go out and help. And he said he was like, he was basically like a chosen one. Like he was the one that had the strength to do that. Like he would go and help others, and he stopped him from doing that. And I take it as he stopped him because deep down he didn't want to lose him too.
Yeah.
But he also understood that he was stopping him from becoming who he was meant to be. So it's all very sad, but they were way too young to deal with all this shit. And now that Muichiro remembers not only his past, he also he remembers his father's way of thinking. Like when you help someone, it comes back and helps you, which is a good way of thinking, especially when you're a demon slayer. But he also remembers his brother, the way he was, and his last words that were for him. So those words were really important because now that he remembers it, I think it's what's fueling him. So he knows what his brother wanted for him, and now he can be that 100%. And since he's got, you know, the talent, definitely, like when he goes berserk and sees red, he can kill a demon at 11. That was brutal, but we always knew he was talented. Like we knew from last season that he became a Hashira in like 4 months or something. So I guess the potential is there, and the motivation is there, and he gets to have that mark, which is fucking crazy. But it's all very sad. And yeah, I mean, I was thinking that during the whole thing, like it would be a good time for that woman to come back and you know, try and convince them again. I'm guessing they went to them because they were looking for a way to kill Muzan, and finding a descendant of the first sun breather.
First breathing,
they maybe thought like, oh well, like if, for sure, like the guy was talented, so even if Muichiro doesn't use sun breathing, the talent might still be there, the potential might still be there, so there's always a chance that you can, you know, become great and be used to kill Muzan, because this is something they've been working towards forever. So I guess that's why she was there, to try and convince them to join, because they need help, they need a strong weapon. Still don't really know, like, unless he was hurt during his fight with the demon, like, is it right after that he lost his memory, or... Because, I mean, we found him in the house, like, all wounded and stuff. Or was it during a training, you know, while he was working to become Hashira, that he got hurt? I don't know. But,
maybe.
But still, like, cause it didn't look like it was his blood. It looked like everything belonged to the demon. You do not get to underestimate these characters. You never know who you're gonna, you know, meet.
I want to ask you something, though. Do you think... I mean, we've seen that... Sometimes the sword matters in the way that you use it, and then the competence and the...
Well, the sword needs to be a demon slayer sword to kill a demon. So not just any sword can go against a demon. But the thing is, I love when a swordsmith gets to know the swordsman, because it's true, like... They do say, you know, the perfect weapon needs to fit you and your personality. There's a reason why Mitsuri's sword is a whip. You know, it fits her personality. It fits, you know, her way of fighting. So Muichiro's sword needed to fit his personality. But if he didn't know who he was, it would have been a hard task for his swordsmith to create something that fits him. So he needed someone that not only understood who he was, but who he wanted to be, who he was looking for. Kind of a sword that represents all the hard work, the stuff that he kept inside that he didn't show. Because it's easy to judge Muichiro when you see him at first, you know, insulting and just showing that facade.
But what you don't know, it's all the wounds from training.
The throwing out
the
blood.
all the tireless night and stuff.
Yeah, so that part of him, which is easy to overlook because we don't see it, he's not showing it to everyone. You understand that, and you put that in the sword. You make a sword that represents that determination, and they manage because he says it fits like a glove.
These swordsmiths are really good at their craft.
which makes me fucking excited for that sword to be finished. We'll see. But yeah, Muichiro now seems to be on another level. He's Tanjiro last season. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do, and I'm guessing that Kizuki's not gonna live long. We're at 3 episodes, one of which is probably gonna be about Mitsuri because she kind of deserves her backstory, right? Hopefully.
She does.
And yep, so I'm excited. But our boy is back with everything, and now we know where he came from, and I'm glad. So
I'm glad that now we know his tragic backstory.
They all have a tragic backstory. That's what sucks about being a Demon Slayer. To get that motivation, to get that drive, you kind of need to be started on that path the hard way.
Yeah.
Or just be fucking determined, but so far I haven't met one Demon Slayer who doesn't have a tragic past.
Well,
That sent them on that path, you know?
Okay.
Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next 2 episodes right away, they are on Patreon already. You can check them out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't want to, the next one will be on YouTube pretty soon.
Yes.
So gonna see you then.
Bye.